What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Mr. Geek. I'm over that. Back at it with another video, and today we're doing my November 2025 monthly check, which for those who are new to the channel or new to my monthly checks in general, it is where I rank every single new release film that I saw last month and rank them from the worst to the best, along with films I've never seen before that a whole lot of people have seen, and rank them all together from worst to best from my least favorite to my favorite. Then after that, we followed up with my overhaul, which is the new stuff that I got this month. And then as well, we would follow it up with the new pictures I have on my ceiling above me that you see that I drew. Which unfortunately, I was not able to get a picture done this month. I apologize in advance. It's just this month itself was very, very busy for me. For those who did not know, I went to Gatlinburg for a whole entire week. So pretty much I was busy that whole entire week, and I tried to watch stuff the last few weeks before I went, so I could add stuff to this year. So I didn't really have time to watch a picture. And on top of that, draw a picture. And on top of that too, I had schoolwork as well. But ladies and gentlemen, I saw before we get into the actual beginning of the monthly check itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, is maybe help the YouTube algorithm and recommend the video to more people. Maybe they could join the Jackson fam. And do feel free to comment your monthly checks down below. With that being said, guys, let's grind to as well. I saw a total of 24 films last month, so I was still able to squeeze in quite a few films, so keep that in mind. But anyways, with that being said, let's just kick things right off, shall we? Number 24 for my worst film of last month that I watched, and probably the only film on here that I would genuinely say is bad, in my personal opinion at least, is Amazon Prime's movie Playdate, which has Kevin James and Alan Richardson in a buddy-type movie with their two sons, and they get thrown into an action-packed situation. Where I'm a fan of Kevin James, but this movie was really bad. I do think maybe it can be watchably bad, but still, I did not enjoy my time with this. Alan Richardson, I think, is a good actor, but in here, I thought his character, either he acted way too over the top, or his character was made out to be way over the top, or he was directed to be way over the top. I don't know which one it is, but he felt very cartoonish in nature as this grown baby man child in this movie. The action scenes are not good, and the comedic moments were not good either. Yeah, and the acting itself wasn't that great either. So yeah. Playdate, wasn't a fan of it, to say the least, so it comes in here at number 24. But from here on up, I would say these movies aren't bad. I would say they're definitely better than this. At number 23, I have Joy to the World. I pretty much have nothing really to say about this. All I can say is it's a straight-to-Hallmark movie that went straight to Disney Plus that has Chad Michael Murray in it. Aside from that, I remember jack crap about this, so let's move on. It wasn't bad, though. It's just completely forgettable, completely depletes out of your brain. 22, I have A Very Jonas Christmas Movie. This was okay. My sister is a very big Jonas Brothers fan, so and I watched this by myself, and I've heard a few of their songs a lot, especially when I was younger, but this was okay. I think if you're a die-hard Jonas Brothers fan, you're definitely gonna love this, but I just thought it was fine. The musical numbers were good, and the comedic banter between all three brothers was solid, as you might expect. However, it's just the acting wasn't great, and there was some really bad ADR in here with the song, the musical numbers, so yeah. But it's not terrible. It's fine. C+. Number 21, I have Keeper. And Keeper, I originally gave 3 stars. Probably I'd give it 2.5 now, because this was very weird. Osgood Perkins, before I watched this, was so far I had enjoyed his films. I loved Longlegs from last year. That was, I think, maybe in my top 20. It was really good. I enjoyed that. And The Monkey from earlier this year, I did really enjoy too, while I had my fair share of issues with it. And with this, I didn't really know nothing. The trailer, which I was kind of excited going into, because the trailers usually ruin everything about the movie, but this time around they kept the trailers very hidden, which I did like that. So the movie itself was just very weird for me. It's just one of those movies you walk out going, "What did I just watch?" Tatiana Maslany does great in here, as she usually does. For most of the stuff I've seen her in, she does great. But the story itself, like, has been done before. I thought the ultimate reveals of what was going on was kind of predictable from the get-go, and like I already knew how the movie was gonna end just based on the first like shot or first two shots of this movie. So yeah, it was like originally I gave it a B minus. I'd probably give it like a C plus now, because now that time sat with it, I don't know, I don't like it. Where maybe I do like it. It determines on a rewatch, which I'm in no rush to rewatch it, because it is a very slow movie. 20 I have Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Alright, so I'm not a big fan of this franchise to begin with. I don't think they're bad movies, to say the least. I just think that all three of them were missed potential, where the concept itself of robbing magicians was more interesting than the movies that they gave us. However, out of the three, I think this one might be the one I enjoyed the most. I remember enjoying the second one the most when with the first two movies when I watched them a long time ago. So maybe two would be a number one for me. This would follow suit, but I did like the banter back and forth between the new group of magicians versus the old group of magicians throughout the film, and all the performances are decent. There were some pretty cool tricks, but other than that, yeah, it was decent. I liked it. In 19, I have The Lost Chapter, Yuki's Revenge, which probably a whole lot of people are going to go like, that doesn't count. But anyways, I'm counting it regardless. So this is a kind of a sequel to the Kill Bill movies, but you can watch it on Fortnite. So that was really cool. That was a very cool experience to watch it in. So you go into the Lost Chapter, Yuki's Revenge sort of title thing, and you watch the film on TV in a theater with all these Fortnite characters. It was really cool. And yeah, I liked it. It's just I wish it was longer, and I kind of wished it was a full-length movie, because it was interesting. So enjoyed it. 18, I have Sarah's Oil, which going in, I was probably not, I went in going like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, because I didn't like, it's by the same people that made Soul on Fire in October, which, for those who do not know, Soul on Fire I thought was kind of very, there were moments that the acting was really good near the end of the film, but that movie I felt it kind of might offend a whole lot of Christian people, and going in here I was going, it's probably gonna be just like Soul and Fire, isn't it? And no, I still think the Christian stuff still felt a little bit forced in here. But other than that, I thought Zachary Levi did great again, which so far the movies I've seen him in this year, he's done really good, and he did really good in here as well. And the main like friendship he has with Sarah in this movie, I thought was cute enough. It's just it bored me a couple times throughout, but I still liked it. 17, I have The Christmas Ring, faith-based Christmas romance movie based off a book. Which I only went because mom said, "Oh, I'm going to see this movie, Christmas Ring." And I said, "Okay, can I maybe go see it too, since I could add some more movies on my list?" So, and yeah, it was to its credit, I did enjoy it a lot more than I expected it to be. I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to enjoy it. Kelsey Grammer delivers, I think, the best performance I've seen from him in this movie as the dad character. I thought he did really good. But, however, I don't think it still feels like a Hallmark movie that went straight to theaters, and the main Ring storyline, I do think, came in a little bit later than it should have, but other than that, I still liked the movie, which I was surprised by. From here on up, I'd say these movies are good now. 16, my bad. I have the Toxic Avenger remake that came out in August earlier this year, and people got to see it extra early, like 2 years ago in 2023, I think. And yeah, I thought this was really good. I never watched the original film, but the original film in of itself is very controversial. I mean, like, it has a scene where a kid gets run over by a car and then his head explodes, which that would not fly today. So hearing all the controversies of the original film made me go, how are you going to make that in today's standards? And to its credit, I think they actually did it. I actually watched... To be fair, I don't think I watched this in the best context because, for those who did not know, when I came back from Gatlinburg, I actually watched this movie before I went to bed. Probably not the smartest decision because what ended up happening where I ended up actually falling asleep during like the later half of the movie where I missed the last half. But luckily the next day I decided, okay, I gotta watch the last half, see what I missed. So, and I'm glad I did because I did really enjoy this. Peter Dinklage as the main lead character I thought was very fun and charming. Very different from what you usually see him play in his movies. Then Kevin Bacon was super fun as the antagonist in this movie, and Elijah Wood was also a fun little side character too. So I would like to see a whole entire franchise out of this because also the kills in here, the gore is really good too. Number 15, I have The Friends. So this was a film that actually released earlier this year. I don't know what month it dropped in, but essentially the main plot you have in here is Bill Murray is friends with the mom from The Ring. I don't know the actress's name. I apologize. And Bill Murray passes away, so she ends up looking after his dog. And while she's being told you can't have the dog here because this is a dog-free apartment, essentially. And yeah, I thought it was good. The performances were good. I liked the relationship she had with all the characters throughout the movie. Yeah, I did enjoy it. 14, I have Wicked for Good. I think out of the movies on this list, this was probably the most disappointing, but I still thought it was good. It's not nearly as good as the first, but I still thought it was really decent for what they were doing. I just wish that they ended things better. That's like my biggest critique that I had with the movie. Other than that, the performances are great. The cinematography, the world itself is still very fascinating. I just wish they landed the plane better. So, yeah. 13, I have In Your Dreams. So this was actually a huge surprise for me. It's a straight-to-Netflix animated film, and I went in going, oh, it's not going to be good. It's going to be like the Twits, ain't it? But no, it wasn't. I thought this was good as well. The animation was solid. I thought the main story was very formulaic of other things, but still, overall as a whole, the stuff that they did with the dream realm and stuff I thought was very good. So yeah, I enjoyed my time with it, and I wouldn't mind a whole entire franchise out of this because I did enjoy it. 12, I have Nouvelle Vague, so hopefully I pronounced that right, but essentially it shows the passion in filmmaking in France in the early, maybe 1950s, I would say in between the 50s/70s, I think, so, and the whole entire film shot in gray, black, and white, and I thought this was good too. It just had its fair share of slow moments, but I did enjoy it as a filmmaking fan myself. 11, I have Christie. So Christie was actually, I think, out of all these movies, the biggest box office bomb, which was sad. But I thought it was a solid enough biopic where Sydney Sweeney does a great job, where I think it's probably the best performance I've ever seen from her. Because I haven't watched Euphoria. I want to be very clear about that. But in here, she was great, where a bunch of times I couldn't really tell it was her, where the makeup job and everything, like, to make her look like the actual person, Christie, they did a great job at making me not think it's Sydney Sweeney. The person that plays her abusive husband did a great job too, where he made you really hate this guy for how much of a just terrible human being he is in the movie. And the boxing scenes were decent too. And yeah, overall as a character, she's very interesting too. So yeah, very good. 10th place, I have Sisu Road to Revenge. Never watched the first Sisu, but walked in watching the second one, and I thought this was really good too. It's kind of told in chapters. There were some good kills. It was fun seeing the bad guys get torn up in this movie. Stephen Lang was a really good villain too. So yeah, I enjoyed my time with it. I just think it being told in chapters was a little bit odd for the movie that they were telling, but still, I really enjoyed it as an action movie fan myself. 9, I have Rental Family. Just a feel-good movie with a great performance by Brendan Fraser. So that's all I really need to say there. It's very good. 8th place, I have Zootopia 2. I think if I would have watched this under a different context, this probably would have went up. Because for those who did not know, actually, this is the only movie on these that I actually watched in Gatlinburg. So I watched it in a theater there. And I am going to be completely honest with you here, guys. The first part of this movie, I was dozing off. It wasn't because the movie was boring or anything. But it was just because the theater that we were in, I'm not even joking when I say this, was probably the most comfortable theater I've ever been in, where I felt so comfortable. I was like dozing off, like, oh my goodness, it's so comfortable in here. I want to sleep. So I kind of was dozing off for the first half of the film, but eventually gained my composure, like, stay up, you got to talk about this. So later on, and yeah, I thought it was really good. A long overdue sequel that I think we should got a lot sooner. But I'm glad we did get it, and I would like a third one as soon as possible too. Not nearly as great as the first, but still really good. 7, The Running Man. Haven't watched any of Edgar Wright's previous work. Just want to make that very clear, because from what I've heard from a bunch of Edgar Wright fans, this is like his least stylistic movie out of his filmography that kind of made fans puzzled, go like, okay, I still like the movie, but this is kind of disappointing. But I watched it, and I had a blast. Glenn Powell was great in the main role and played a really good character. Josh Brolin as well in the antagonist role was good too. And yeah, the action scenes are as well really good too. Yeah, it was really good. The only thing that let me down really that comes to mind right now was the third act of the movie. I thought they fumbled that, where, oh man, you were this close from maybe being in my top 10 of the year, but still didn't end up quite getting there. 6, I have The Girl Next Door. So this is a film from 2004. I just seen some clips from the movie. It made me want to watch it. Okay, let's see what this is all about. And I thought this was a really underrated movie. I thought that it's a fun little raunchy romance movie in here. Alicia Kubert, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled Cuthbert. I think that's Kubert, or is it Cuthbert? I don't know how to pronounce that. But she in here is very seductive in the movie and very beautiful. So there's that. Which the role she plays in the main key romance that you have in here, I thought was very cute. There's some generally funny moments too, with the raunchy humor, which I wish movies would kind of go back to nowadays. But yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. 5, I have Eternity. Didn't love this one as much as other people did, but I still thought it was really good. I got to see this early in an AMC screen unseen, like really early, like 2 weeks early or something like that. And that was a cool context to see the film in as well. I had a really good, I had a couple really good laughs throughout the whole entire movie. The dynamic between all three of the characters and this love triangle, I thought was handled very well. The afterlife itself that you have in this movie was very very immersive, and I wanted to kind of see that world even more in a sequel, perhaps. But it's a one-off. They're not going to do a sequel. But the world itself was very interesting. I liked it. 4, I have sentimental value. So this was a film that I was able to squeeze in last minute last night, and I thought this was really good too. Essentially, it kind of does the same thing as Nouvelle Vague, where it kind of explores the love of filmmaking while also exploring the love and family too. Where Stellan Skarsgård delivers, I think, the best performance I've seen from him. Where I think he should get nominated for Best Supporting Actor because he did great. Same thing goes for his daughter in this movie. I thought she did really great, where I think she should get nominated for Best Actress because she did really, really good. So overall, as a whole, yeah, I thought this was a really good movie too. Now the top 3. I think these movies are all 3 great. 3, I have Train Dreams, which is a straight to Netflix movie, which is surprising to say. It's one of the rare times where Netflix actually cooked. Joel, I forgot the guy's name was. He's from Warrior. But he does a fantastic job in this movie. Cinematography is great. The time period that it takes place in, it feels very good too. And yeah, it was great Netflix film. 2, I have Predator Badlands. This was so close to getting to my number 1, but still ended up going for my number 1 instead. But Predator Badlands I thought was awesome. I think this actually might be my favorite Predator movie. I actually saw this twice in theaters. I saw it the first time with my mom, and I saw it again with my dad. That's how much I loved it. The character of Deck, I think, probably is going to be my favorite character in all of the movies that came out this year. If not, he's going to be definitely in the top 3 or top 5. I loved him as a character, and I want to see him again in a sequel down the road. His little makeshift family that he has as well with Elle Fanning too, I thought was really cool, where she plays 2 twin robots, where she did good as both of the roles, even though I do admit her one, like the one twin robot that's a good character, I do think she did get annoying a little bit. But other than that, really, I didn't really have any other negatives, because I thought it was great. The action scenes were awesome. The world that they were on was really immersive too. So yeah, I thought this was a fantastic Predator movie, and I think it will probably be in my top 10 of the year. But number 1 for me, I have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I am a fan of Guillermo del Toro. Every single thing I've seen from him, I've really enjoyed. I loved the Pinocchio animated movie that came out. Dang, it came out like 3 or 4 years ago, which is absolutely insane. But with this is actually currently my 3rd favorite film of the year. I had time to think it over. The only negative I can come up with, really, of this film that stopped it from getting 5 stars was, I do think that the Red Angel, or whatever, I'm gonna say the Red Angel storyline, I feel like it didn't quite fit in the story, and it didn't feel like it served a purpose. But other than that, I loved this movie. I thought it was a near perfect film if it didn't have that in there. Oscar Isaac delivers a great performance. Jacob Elordi, I think, is definitely going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and if he wins, he deserves it, because he did great here as Frankenstein's monster. And speaking of the Frankenstein's monster, this is a very different take on the Frankenstein story, where it's split into 3 parts. The first part is essentially Victor Frankenstein's story. The second chapter, you follow the Frankenstein's monster. And then the third chapter is you following the impact of Victor Frankenstein versus Frankenstein's monster. Which I thought all 3 chapters were very well told. The most impactful for me was easily the Frankenstein's monster part of the story, with just, oh my gosh, all the things he goes through, where you go like, oh man, this guy's trying to be good. He's trying to be good. And then all this stuff happens to him where it's just, oh man. Yeah, but and the way the movie ends with its final shot from which is a kind of callback to earlier in the film, I thought was a beautiful way to end this film. And instead of being a horror movie this time around, it's more of a tragedy on the take of Frankenstein, which I loved that take on this. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is my ranking done. Now let's move on to the overhaul, the new stuff I got this month. Like I said before, I don't have any pictures to put on the ceiling, so we're gonna go straight into the overhaul. Up first we have some physical media I don't have, but it's ones that we got in the family cabinet. So we got Scrooged on Blu-ray, which funnily enough, I already do have that movie on Blu-ray over there, but they decided to get another Blu-ray for them, so they got this, which I need to rewatch again. It's been a little bit since I watched it, so. And then also, they got Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues on DVD. I don't know why they didn't get the Blu-ray, but okay. Went in this one, saw this one earlier this year, didn't watch the first film, but watched this film, and watching it on its own, I thought it was a very fun movie, with, all the celebrities that get involved in this. The songs are great. Yeah, it was very fun. I enjoyed it. So, as I said before, I went to Gatlinburg last month, so I got some merch there. Not some merch, but some things like that aren't in Florida here. So, and I got a Buc-ee's shirt, which is kind of cool. So, which is, I think, the world's largest gas station or something like that. So I got myself a shirt. I saw a whole lot of people go there, so, and went there and got that. Usually every single month I get a popcorn bucket, and my one that I chose for this month specifically was, hold on, where's the light? Oh, there it is. Okay, I need to turn. I got, drum roll please, the Glinda popcorn bucket from Wicked for Good, to add to my movie merch. So there's that. And yeah, it's a decent popcorn bucket. It's definitely out of the popcorn buckets that I have from this year. It's definitely not going to be like my top 3 or anything like that, but I still like the popcorn bucket, so I got that. Now we got some movies that I got from the family collection. I got Despicable Me 2. I actually think this one's my favorite out of the Despicable Me movies. Despicable Me movies specifically, not the Minions. Because if we were including Minions, I would probably say Minions 2, The Rise of Gru would probably be my favorite out of all of them. This is Spinal Tap. Still haven't watched it, but plan to. Amadeus. I've had this movie in the collection for a while, but never have been able to watch it fully. So there's that. Allegiant, the movie that killed the franchise before it even ended. Because after this was a part 1, and we never even got part 2. So the first Divergent I liked when I was younger, but the sequels I never really had an opinion on them. Maze Runner Scorch Trials. I do think out of the 3 Maze Runner movies, I think it's the weak link, but I still think it's good. I love the zombie sort of sequences that you get in here. So, yeah, it's good too. I enjoy it. Frozen, of course, classic. I do admit I've haven't been clamoring to revisit this movie ever since I was in the actual Frozen play for this, which I don't know if I've told that story, but let's just say everybody was forgetting their lines and it was pretty bad play. So it kind of made me burnt out on this movie, where I had to watch it a couple of times to see if I could study my lines too. So yeah. Now we got the stuff that I actually bought this month. We got a lot of steelbooks. So, but let's just start off with the non-steelbooks first. Okay, I'll put, dang it. Okay, I'll put this one, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll start off with the Blu-rays. First up, we have Miracle on 34th Street on Blu-ray. So, for those who do not know, I said a few days ago that I'm planning to do a review series of reviewing a Christmas movie every single day of December, building up to Christmas Day, which that would be the final review that day. And this movie is on there. I've never seen Miracle on 34th Street, so I'm planning to watch it because it's a Christmas classic, supposedly. So, Royal Rumble 2013 Blu-ray. The only two matches I've watched on here is Punk versus The Rock and the Royal Rumble match, which the Royal Rumble match, I think they should have gave it to Daniel Bryan. He was so over, but Cena winning was the clear direction to set up Rock versus Cena too. And Rock ended up winning the main event, winning the WWE Championship. And we ended up getting Rock versus Cena too, which I do think is a little overrated. I actually do really enjoy that match, even though it's not nearly as good as the first match. Ordinary Angels Blu-ray. This was a movie that came out last year by Angel Studios that I didn't get to check out, but this movie was like $8, so I thought to myself, okay, that fills out one of my categories for the month, so why don't I go ahead and buy it? So I haven't watched it to make an opinion on it, but this one actually has Alan Richardson and Hilary Swank in it too, so that piques my interest a little bit. Wait, no. Is it Angel Studios? No, it's not Angel Studios. It's Lionsgate. My bad. I thought it was Angel Studios, but no. It's not. Steelbooks, baby. Alright. First one we got here is just a Blu-ray Steelbook, which I originally, when we pre-ordered it, I thought was a 4K Steelbook, so that's a little bit sad, but it's Arcane League of Legends Season 2, which I actually think is even better than Season 1. Season 1 I thought was really good, but the first two episodes especially, I did think it didn't really get going until the third episode. Whereas this, I think the series as a whole was nonstop, where it felt like it was going a mile a minute. So I love this season compared to the first season, which the first season I love too. It's just not nearly as great as this season. Alright, so there was a buy two, get one for free deal on Amazon. 4K Steelbooks. Thank you, Discflix, for letting me know that. So I decided to do that and put my bet in to get those. And I got 3. So the first one I got is House of the Dragon, Season 1 4K Steelbook. Haven't watched Game of Thrones, but this is the prequel to Game of Thrones, so I thought to myself, why not get it? And it's got a cool little slipcover and stuff, so got that. Darkman on 4K Steelbook, which that reminds me, what the heck? Wait, I forgot about Darkman. Dang it, I forgot about that in my ranking. Darkman, I would put... Hold on, sorry. I'd give it a B+ too. I'd probably put it above The Girl Next Door, I think. I'd put this above The Girl Next Door. But essentially, it's a Phantom of the Opera anti-hero movie, where it's like a superhero movie, but it's Phantom of the Opera, essentially. Liam Neeson does great in the main role. I don't know if it's based off a comic book or not, but and it's early Sam Raimi as well, before he did Spider-Man. So there's a couple things in here that you can see, oh, he did that exact same shot in Spider-Man, so I didn't know about that, which is cool. And yeah, it was really good. It's just, I do think it felt a little too similar to Phantom of the Opera. And a little bit it felt a little too similar to the Thing's origin as well from Fantastic Four. And then the one that I got the Darkman one is the one I got for free. This is the other one that I bought too, so I could get Darkman for free. And it is the 4K Steelbook for Spider-Man No Way Home, which this is really cool. Great Spider-Man movie. I do think the setup is a little bit lackluster for like everything that goes on. But in the movie with, like, Doctor Strange just getting so flustered by Spider-Man messing things up so many times. And then, you said loose all the people that know who Spider-Man is, Peter Parker, you know. So that I do think is the only issue I have with this movie. Other than that, though, it is a great Spider-Man movie. Of course, Tobey and Andrew came back, so yes, great Spider-Man movie. So I can't wait to see where Spider-Man's at in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Okay, we also got, speaking of the Toxic Avenger, we got the 4K Steelbook right here that actually comes with a slipcover too. And, yeah, it has a really cool, like, design and everything. I actually really like it. So, yeah, and I saw it was, like, only $29 for a new release, so I knew I had to pick it up. So, and I got that one, and I already made my comments about that movie, so... Then we also have Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Wanted to watch this one Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving or last month, but didn't get around to rewatching it. But, yes, a John Hughes classic. Definitely in his probably top 3 best films, in my opinion. I mean, I do think that's common consensus anyways. Then you also have the Fantastic Four First Steps 4K Steelbook. I think the back cover looks better than this cover does, but still overall it's a good looking steelbook. I don't think it quite reaches the best. I think if I were to rate all the 4K steelbooks on the design, I would probably put Thunderbolts at number 1, then Superman. No, then this, then Superman, I would probably say. I still like this Superman 4K steelbook too. And then probably my pick of the month, my favorite piece of physical media I got last month. And that is the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas 4K Steelbook. Look at that. This is actually in my top 3 favorite Christmas movies. The first one being Nightmare Before Christmas. And then I would probably say this is my number 2. I love this movie. This is my favorite take on the Grinch. So yeah, I love this film. Anyways, guys. That is my monthly check as well. I forgot to show you off my poster as well that I got, so let me just show you off that for right now. And there is the Running Man poster, super big and stuff there. But other than that, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this November 2025 monthly check. We have one more monthly check to go, and then we have a brand new year ahead of us, which is absolutely insane. This year has flown by super fast. Be sure to comment your monthly checks down below as well. And with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next week, everybody. Peace out.